Okay, so in today's session, we'll talk about. I thought of talking about mainly Postgres GUI. Like you can try installing it. So I'm adding that information about that particular UI into our comment box so that you all can check how to install. So name of that particular software is pgadmin. So if you can get, if you have 9.4 or 9.5, then you should get this pgadmin 3 as a software. Fine. So this software is to be installed by you so that we can see some user interface, graphical user interface used by Postgres, okay, or implemented for Postgres mainly. Fine, but let the machine get started. So till that time, I will try to address this thing. So like in programming languages, you must have seen that one is permitted to declare array. Now we never earlier used to think about arrays inside say SQL, but as per standard of 1999 of SQL, it started supporting arrays. So though like this was added, but it is not supported by most almost all of them. But like I can say that mostly used databases are supporting these arrays. So this array is not a data type, correct? So it is kind of a mechanism provided by Postgres for users to create one-dimensional or multi-dimensional arrays. So it is like in ER diagram, you must have heard something about multi-valued attribute. Okay, so like it is very good to describe multi-valued attribute in ER diagram, but how exactly that multi-valued attribute can be added into Postgres, correct, or in any of the database. So this is how like one can make use of that multi-valued attribute parameter through create table or alter table. Okay, how to do that? So let us see. So say suppose you want to add, if you want to create a table, create table class. Course ID is, suppose you give some size data type of it, then you give year, and then you are adding student, which would be an array of text. Fine. So this is one dimensional one, correct? So we have say second array, second table exam. So here student ID is there, student name is there, then again courses and grades. So this would be multi-dimensional, so two-dimensional for a while. So this way you can declare an array. Okay, the way that it is declared here, like you can use a single pair of square brackets or double pair of square bracket depending upon how many dimensions you want. So this is how you declare in a create table construct. Now if you have to insert, the insertion requires again a specific syntax. So all elements of an array would be inserted using a single insert statement. So one at a time, like whatever the number of values for a multi-valued attribute that you have, those all multi-valued attribute are to be inserted in one shot, okay, for that attribute. So what you have to do is you have to make use of these curly brackets, and those curly brackets should be between the quotes, single quotes. Okay, so if it is a one-dimensional array, then your elements would be comma separated. For example, single quote, curly bracket, element 1, element 2 separated by comma, and then last, after last element you are going to have closing curly bracket and then comma. Now if you have a string, like if they are names, in that situation you are going to add this in double quotes. Fine. And if it is a numeric types, then you are not to make use of either of them. Okay, so if it is a text or string, then you are going to make use of. But if it is a numeric type, then you have to directly write this the way that we already added it. Correct. Now all elements of a multi-dimensional array are to be placed within their own pair of braces like this. So you will see one example of it. Okay, I have added one example. So this is how the insertion should be. So let us take an example. So say like we have taken a class. Let us take that array class. We have course ID, year, and student. Okay, as in a text. So how you write your course ID? Okay, like what we said as course ID. Okay, then year, we have added year. Okay, and then you are adding names. So these are strings. So these are names. So you will write like this: single quote, curly bracket, then inside double quote the strings. Say for example, you are writing Urvashi, Anusha, Rohit, Saurabh, Renuka, Shrimant, Sneha, and Pankaj. All of them are separated by comma. Then curly bracket complete and then single quote. Again, single quote completion, which we started with. Fine. And now if you want to add a second array, then you add similarly. You may change the names or you can keep the names as it is. So say this is how you are going to insert a one dimensional array. Fine. Now if it is a multi-dimensional array, okay, for example 2 dimensions, so we took exam table, if you recall earlier. So we took this exam table as student id, student name. So student id is integer, student name would be a string of 10 characters, and then courses and grades together. So course and grade. So for example, I am a student, CS101 I got A, CS102 I got B, CS103 I got C. So I want to store all these three together for my name. So how to do that? So let us see. So you apply it this way. So say for example, your first element, like for let us say we wish to include for say Urvashi. So course ID would be there in first pair of brackets. Okay, course ID, and then you are inserting grade. Now see the syntax. Huh? So this is to be used or inserted into pair of curly brackets. Now as strings are, so you are going to make use of it this way. Correct. So the values would be like if you want to insert more than one value, then you see over here, you have roll number, you are giving name in single quote as it is a string, then single quote again, curly bracket. Now you are inserting values for first like in a multi-dimensional array, first parameter like course, for example, course and grades, that's what we took. So all courses would be inserted here. So CS101, CS103, CS105, all of them would be in double quotes separated by comma. Then your curly bracket would be complete. Okay, now this is what we inserted for our first dimension. Now the second dimension is grades. So the grades would be again similarly inserted in a pair of curly brackets, okay, with the double quotes included, as both of them we have taken as text. So if you see, the data type we took was text, correct? So that's why we are inserting into single quote. If it is not the one, then you can directly write it that way, right? The way that we insert it. Fine. So you are going to insert these. So you will see the data like this. So maybe if you can see, you can try these instructions. You can try type in these ones, so that seeing the video that I will be uploading soon. So till that time you can have screenshots of them and try inserting the value. So let us take first screenshot for your purpose. So this is first one, how exactly you declare array. So take screenshot of this. Okay, then try this on your Postgres window. Okay, now second would be this insertion, how you insert the values. Fine. This is take screenshot of this as well. So this was for a class table. Now let us take the third screen. This is third screen. Take screenshot of this even. Fine. And then like if you want to retrieve now, so this was insertion, and like insertion in one dimensional array and insertion in two dimensional array. Fine. So now if at all we want to retrieve, how the retrieval would be? Now retrieve means select statement. So you can retrieve it as a whole using subscript or array slices. Now think about this. Like for example, we have a big chain of malls. For example, let us take example of Reliance Mall. So every city there are different Reliance malls. Say for example, in Pune there might be 10. In another city, say in Mumbai, there might be 20. So now let us talk about the owners. Now let us say that the owners wanted to put an offer. Now you will find that in one of the area, like for example in Viman Nagar, if Reliance Mall is there, the offers that are available in Reliance Mall, available in Viman Nagar, and Reliance Mall available in Aund, you may see there is a difference in the offers. Though the The malls are owned by a single largest company. Correct. Now, how the call is taken? So this call would be taken depending upon the purchases by the customers. Now, how do they do this? So you must have heard a term called data mining. Fine. Now in data mining, what happens is, like you do really talk about a very big, say, a bread. Now this bread means your sale of data across the country. Now you are talking about in month of May in Reliance Mall of, say, Hyderabad. Okay, on date 15th, how much sale was there for, say, for example, Bonvita? Now see, there are multiple values that we consider over here. What we said, city is Hyderabad, correct? Month is, say, August, for example. Date is, say, 15th, and the product is, say, Bonvita. Now, how will you find out this data? Because you are having complete data as an owner of the sales across all Reliance malls in India. And you are talking about only this part because you want to provide an offer in Hyderabad. You identified that in Hyderabad, in that particular area or in Hyderabad city itself, there are very less number of customers who are purchasing this product. Now, can we provide an offer for them? So this decision making is done through data mining aspect. So while data mining is done, how exactly the data would be stored? So that's what these array slices are used. Fine. While you are taking a huge amount of data and you are trying to cut it, like when you have a bread, like when you purchase bread, you get that in the slices, correct? Particular slices are. But actually, when it is prepared, actually there are no slices. So that the slices are cut in one particular way. Suppose you want to cut in a horizontal way instead of vertical, correct? Or you don't want to go with horizontal vertical, you want to go, say, for example, in diagonal manner. It would be. So this is how you cut the information and you get the appropriate required information as per the need. So in that case, even these arrays are really useful. So for example, if you want to retrieve, say, for course 105, for which we inserted earlier the data. Okay. So when you write select students from class, so let us see the class value. So class table was course ID, year, and student. So you are only writing student, and then course ID would be your input. So select students from, the students is column name, which is an array for you, from class table name, where course ID, which is one column that you have, is CS105. As it is a text, so that's why this should be inserted into or included into single quote. So then you should see this kind of output. Fine. Now similarly, if I move further, now I want to go to a particular student. Okay, find a second student in CS105 class. So how can I retrieve the exact thing? Like that's what I was talking about. Like I gave example of Reliance Mall in Hyderabad. I want to see the sales of Bonvita product in August, date to be 15. So you are talking about a particular kind of set. So that's what this select students. Now we are talking about index 2 from where, from class where course ID equal to CS105. Now you, like, similarly you can go with double scripts as well. Okay, double subscripts. So through a multi-dimensional array. So what you do, you first designate the array and then you refer to the element. Second would be refer to element. So you are talking about now, for example, if you write this, select courses and grades 1 2 as course, comma, courses and grades 2 2 as grade from exam where student name is equal to Manisha. So if you fire that, then you should be able to see output of that particular query. Fine. Like I expect you to try these queries on your laptop later, like after I upload this PPT for your reference. And even I assume you must have taken screenshot. Take screenshot of this single subscript. When you are done, let me know so that I can take to next. I assume you have taken screenshot of this. You can take screenshot of this as well. Fine. So this was first, this was second, and this is third. So where you are using double subscripts. So I expect you to try these ones on your laptop. Now suppose you want to cut it, like I was talking about slices. So for the slicing purpose, so the important terminology used in data mining, or you may say data mining and their data warehousing. Data warehousing mainly it is referred to. So it is called as slicing and dicing. Correct. So this is one slicing mechanism. So you write a slice would be like this: attribute name in square bracket j colon k, like to for the retrieval of j to k elements. Fine. So if you write if retrieve CS 105 students 4, 5, and 6 respectively. So you will write this range. So this is a slice you cut. Correct. So you take screenshot of this as well. Try to see what output it showed. Right. With assumption that you have already taken care of creating the tables respectively for the respective data types. Fine. Any question? Any question till this? Yes. Any question? No? Can I proceed? Okay, seems nobody is responding. So I'm assuming everyone is there. Fine. Next thing is what? So now we saw insertion, we saw select. Now let us talk about update. So update would be like this. You want to modify an array element, a particular array element. Fine. It could be like extending one dimensional array, and last one would be replacing the whole array. You do this. Say for example, update exam, set courses and grades to 1 to A plus, where student name is equal to Manisha. So if you talk about courses and grades, for example, we have inserted for Manisha. So we are talking about this Manisha, correct? And we are talking about course code. So suppose we have given, I assume, CS101. Yes, 21. Na? So 21 would be what? Courses and grades. So 21, let us check. 21 for Manisha would be what? Okay, if you insert multiple areas area, then here it is going to manipulate. So course code would be where update would be appropriately applied. Fine. So try this one. Okay, take screenshot of this query as well. The grade would be automatically manipulated to Manisha because we are talking about second index, second curly bracket, and first entry. Fine. The second thing is like update class set students 9. So 9 number we are changing for course ID as Ivana. Fine. Thirdly, we are trying to update course and grades, the complete array for this student Urvashi. Okay, so this is like three things. You either go with index properly inside a multi-dimensional array or in one dimensional array, or you want to completely update the result set or the data of particular array. So that's what we are saying, whole array with new one. So this was last one. This is we are adding one more entry. Okay, or inserting, or you may say updating one more entry, extending. Okay, one more entry would be added to it, and last one would be this Manisha. Fine. Now how to concatenate two arrays? So you use this concatenation operator called double quote. So you may write, for example, in customer table, we have a customer table stored through that p.sql file, and we had fname and lname, correct? So you can write select fname, this double pipe, okay, this pipe, double pipe, and name, fname, pipe, lname from customer. Then what will it do? Like it will concatenate both of them and it will display that as an output. And you can try this. Fine. So like for example, you may go with this. So you may try to like set students and then you add these two elements for that course. So you are adding elements into that array. Amruta and Priya would be added into that array. So you have to use specifically this keyword called array while you are extending the elements. So single dimensional array can be extended using this operator. So you write it like this. So you are doing what actually? There were 10 elements, say for example, you are adding 2 more. So that's how you are doing, correct? So this operator can be used there. Similarly, if you want to compare, so comparison would be done through this any operator, comparison operator, comparator it is called as. So you are saying you want to find out whether in that in that class, if Amruta is available, I want which year she is from. So I am trying to compare this Amruta name in any element of the student's array. Fine. So this is how it would be done. Array comparison. This any operator will be used. Fine. So my machine got stuck there, Linux machine. So I'm not able to log in with it. So hopefully I will be able to recover it. So if I'm getting it recovered, and if Mane sir doesn't take class tomorrow, so I will take, or otherwise I will try to take session on Saturday. Is that okay? So I'll be adding this PPT or PDF there on our Moodle code site. Fine. So you cannot go with copy and paste because these are different fonts. Fine. So you have to type that specifically, otherwise you will get errors. Fine. Any question till this? Any question? Okay, by the way, I haven't showed you that comparison for multi-dimensional elements and this concatenation for multi-dimensional. I expect you to try it, try at home. Right? Try this, and if you face errors, we can discuss later. Right? Any question? So let me show you, hopefully my laptop. So it got stuck there.